sign says, "Welcome to the free state of Florida." It makes you laugh every time you see it. It makes me laugh every time I see it. Because there's not really a whole lot that's free in Florida when you think of all the laws that have been passed over the past few years under Governor Ron DeSantis. And the reason he's been able to pass those laws is because he has a supermajority in the Congress and in the Senate. There are 120 congressmen and women. 84 of them are Republican. 36 of them are Democrats. There are 40 senators. 28 of them are Republican. 12 are Democrat. When you got that kind of majority, you got free reign to do whatever you want to do. For those of you who don't believe in Project 2025 and you need to know what a mini version of it looks like, you can look at the state of Florida. The state of Florida is a mini version of what Project 2025 is. From the banning of books, from the reproductive rights of women being taken away, from even the homeless being arrested if they're caught sleeping in public places. So this is my main objective when I decided to do these TikTok videos. My objective is for us to turn the state of Florida blue. And that was the vision that I've got, because the state of Florida is going to be the difference maker in this here election. Everybody's looking at all the battleground states of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, and that's great. But the state of Florida is going to be the difference in this here election. The state of Florida is just right to turn blue. And the reason it's just right to turn blue is because of the Gen Zers. There's a 8.3 million Gen Zers be eligible to vote this year in this year's election. There are 41 million Gen Zers that are eligible to vote nationwide. But of the 8.3 million, about 47% of the 18 and 19-year-olds are people of color. Black, Latino, Asian, multiracial, Native American. Like 8 million of them are Latino and 5.7 million are black, and then the numbers go down after that. But the two areas that they're concentrated in as far as Gen Zers go are going to be out west, Nevada and Arizona, and in the south, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. And it wasn't until about a week ago that I realized that Georgia and Texas are just right to be flipped as well. I'm going to concentrate on Florida, but I don't want my Latino brothers and sisters and my black brothers and sisters in Georgia and Texas to think that your state can't turn blue. This election is non-traditional. This election is not like any other election. You can look at how with Joe Biden dropping out of the race and Kamala getting into the race 4 months away from election day. If you don't know anything, this election is non-traditional, and we can do something that has never been done before. There's a saying that if you want something you've never had before, you got to be willing to do something you've never done before. And turning the state of Florida blue is something that we haven't seen in our lifetime. Turning the state of Florida blue is something that would turn this election on its head. But we need the Gen Zers. We need the millennials and the Gen Xers. We need them too. But the Gen Zers are going to be the ones to put us over the top. So if you got an 18 and 19-year-old in your house, make sure that they're registered to vote. And don't just make sure that they're registered to vote. Take them down to the polls. Early voting is the best thing for Gen Zers. Because we all know that when I was that age, my attention span wasn't that long. It is the perfect time to get them registered, because October the 7th is the last day that you can register in the state of Florida. And we got an opportunity to do something to make history in a way that we've never thought we could make it before. And I'm not just talking about electing Kamala Harris president. I'm talking about doing something to Florida and Georgia and Texas that has never been done. In 1972, Richard Nixon won the 72 election with 520 electoral votes. McGovern had 17 electoral votes. Richard Nixon won 49 states, McGovern won 1. Turning the state of Florida blue and turning Georgia as well as Texas blue, there's no reason that this can't be a landslide. But by no means do I want anybody to get overconfident, By no means do I want you to look at the polls, because we are the underdog. And because we're the underdog, we need to fight and scrap just a little bit harder than everybody else. If you don't know anything about the Republican Party, they're coming. They are coming. They know that 81 million people voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in 2020. They know that the 74 million that voted for Trump wasn't enough. They're coming. And we have to match that energy. We have to exceed that energy. We got to make sure that the 41 million Gen Zers and the 72 million millennials and the 61 million Gen Xers are hitting the polls, that we're registered and we're going and we're coming in numbers like we've never come before. Notice I didn't mention the baby boomers because I don't have to, because baby boomers vote. Democrat or Republican, they vote. Nobody has to poke them or prod them. Nobody has to tell them, hey, this is, nope. They don't need to be. They don't need any of that. So I just want to say that the objective is to turn Florida blue. And I'm asking for everybody who watches this video to reach out to a Gen Zer. And if you got to pull them by the hand, if you got to tell it, and I'm not going to tell you that you need to vote because people died for your vote. I'm going to tell you that you need to vote because if you don't, people will die if you don't vote. That's what I'm telling you. Now, I'll leave you with this from this poet by the name of Black Ice. He says, find something that you're willing to die for and then live for it. I pray that each one of you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at the polls.